So microsegmentation, be it like pretty much dividing your network into smaller pieces,
Correct.
each in its own trust boundaries and so forth. That's great. That's interesting. I do want to touch on in terms of like with your experience there. I know with what do you call it, zero trust, there are other things that come in play like end-to-end encryption and so forth. Could you touch on those concepts a little bit and how they kind of aid this type of architecture, or do they not? I don't know.
No, you, I think, bring up a really important point because zero trust architecture encryption is a really critical component to it.
Mm.
So end-to-end, you need to have end-to-end encryption in place because end-to-end encryption protects the data at rest. It protects data which is in transit or the data which is in use. Make it basically unreadable if the data was intercepted. Let's say there was a man-in-the-middle attack and somebody was able to access the data. It is not readable because it's not in the plain text. So basically, continuous data monitoring, we need to detect anomalies such as unauthorized access, exfiltration attempts, which is really important when you talk about like data security. Even just not the encryption, you need to make sure there's no exfiltration attempts. And you have to ensure there is like a real-time threat response as place. So these are the things you need to ensure it is in place major for like protecting your sensitive data from that, even from the external threats, and also I would say from the insider threats as well.
Makes sense. So insider threats, which was just the question I was going to ask. With with everything that we can talk about, we always know the human is the weakest link in all the things. We have all these tools that are shiny tools that we can deploy and do all these fantastic things, right? How do you reduce even further the risk of insider threat? Because if anything, that's your biggest threat to zero trust implementation, right?
So yeah, so zero trust really helps with the insider threats. As I said, zero trust is basically about dynamic policies. It's not the static policies. It's dynamics. It's context-aware policies. So when you have dynamic context-aware policies, they adapt in real time. They identify the risk factors. Like, let's say they see the device health.